I brought good old Tux out of storage today to give it a little exercise, do a little cruising. You know, if you're going to own these old cars, you do have to take them out and exercise them. They get a little lonely sitting in storage under a car cover. You know, Tux is short for tuxedo. Maybe by looking at the car you can figure out why we named it Tux. This is one sweetheart of a Ponton. Now we refer to these old round-bodied Mercedes as Pontons, and that's because they were the first unibody construction Mercedes that was developed in the early to mid-50s, and in the US market you saw these up to about 1961. You know, they have some really unique features. I like to call this the baby Ponton. You'll see the smaller ones have the 4-cylinder gas and 4-cylinder diesels in them, and then you have the bigger Ponton which has a 6-cylinder gas, either carbureted or fuel injected. And the cars are basically the same from here to the back end. It's just the hood's longer for the gas-powered 6-cylinder S models, and then for the baby Ponton, see how it's got this little short hood because it's got this little 4-cylinder diesel or little 4-cylinder gas engine installed in the engine compartment. This is a diesel, by the way, and only has 73,000 original miles. And there's something I wanted to show you since I've been out tinkering with this thing. I want to show you how the heating system works. It's quite unique from the newer models, and I'll tell you, if you're going to go out and try to find one of these old Pontons, you want to make sure that some of these heating system units are working and are in reasonably good condition, because if they're not, they can be quite expensive to repair. And by the way, I'll put a link below in the description if you haven't seen those other videos, but it was quite a fun acquisition, and I didn't really have to restore it. I just kind of detailed it. But I want to leave it original because it's hard to find these in this kind of condition. I think nothing will exemplify the original condition and the preservation more than the heating system that you're going to look at under the hood. Let me show that to you now. This is an original air intake and heater box assembly that you'll see on these old Pontons. You know, fresh air enters right here under this grill, and there's a screen there to protect, you know, large objects from getting into this box. And you come up to this position right here, and right here is a fan, an electric fan, which helps boost airflow, particularly to the defrost vents when needed. And then it flows up here to the heater core. This is like a little radiator, and air will flow through that, and that'll heat the air and then move it on into the cabin of the car. You can see here that this little lever controls the on-off of hot water to the heater core right here. And that lever is inside the dash on the side, on both sides, and you just move that up and down to control the amount of heat that you want. Now, the type of things that can go wrong with this is the heater cores can leak, the valves can seize, the motors can seize and not work and be all corroded, but primarily these boxes just disintegrate. They're made out of a cardboard material. Look at the intricate design. I don't think they could make that out of metal at the time, and of course I don't think fiberglass techniques were readily used, but this is all cardboard. And when these deteriorate, they deteriorate very badly. You'll open a hood on an old Ponton, this will just all be in pieces. So it's very unusual that you're going to see one that's original in this kind of condition. I'm going to go into the car now and turn the heater fans on. Let's see if they work. Now remember, there's one of these on both sides, both right and left, so you have individual climate controls in these old Pontons. Now I just turned the switch on the dash above the steering wheel, and you can hear these running. You can also put your hand right here and you can feel the vibration, because sometimes you can't tell whether the right or left is running, but in this case both of these are running. Both the driver's side and this passenger side fan are running smoothly and quietly. I think I'm safe to say there are not too many Pontons left in the world with original heater box assemblies in as nice a condition as you see on Tux here.